Good afternoon, my YouTubers. This is your cameraman, Dan Jepsky. For today's update is December 12th, 2022. And right now we're near the heading towards the end of the run of the fall, and winter's about to be coming very soon. Yep. And these are the Disney books I got today from the book sale at the Pottsville library down the basement. Yep. And these Disney books are actually hard to find, and I have to stress, these are the 7 Disney books I spent about $7 with, or about 10 cents a piece, a dime. And I bought it for a whole set of 7, because I'm a Disney animated feature-length fan, and the cartoon strips fan, and the fan of the live-action films. Yeah. Christmas is around the corner. Yeah, but let's hope next year, 2023, prices must drop down on the food, or gas, or whatever. Blame it on Joe Biden. Yep. These Disney books are called The Wonderful World of Reading series. It ran from the 1970s and 80s. And they're going to start with the small books that I do have. Hold on. Let me start with the small Disney books I have. We're going to start with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Originally, the first Disney full-length animated movie was made in 1937. I even have this with the read-along book version. It was released in Fisher-Price in 1985, narrated by Hal Smith. I have it on the audio tape. Yep. The fairest of them all, the one that started it all, like a Disney tradition. 7 Dwarfs singing hi ho, hi ho. It's a pretty good book. And I have here Pinocchio and his puppet show adventure. Let me see, I forgot to tell you, this Disney book, it was published in 1973. The time, it was like 36 years old, this Disney film. Now today it's 85 years old. Now this Pinocchio book was released in 1973. At the time it was only 33 years old. In 1940. Man, I love Pinocchio very much. The next one in the series we got Cinderella. It was made in 1950, and I put these in exact order. This was released in 1974. The Stepsisters are so mean to Cinderella. Bippity Boppity Boo. Now we got Sleeping Beauty from 1959. And this book was actually released in 1974. And all these Disney books I have here, they're kind of distributed by a Random House. I showed you these books back in my previous updates. I'll show you from one of my previous update videos that I just did back then. Here's Lambert the Sheepish Lion. That was the cartoon short. It was originally made in 1951. Narrated by Sterling Holloway. Let me see. Released in 1977. Book Club edition. There's Mr. Stork, who's supposed to be a character from Dumbo in 1941. Lambert the Sheepish Lion is just a good cartoon. Here's Dumbo the Flying Elephant. That was Disney's animated feature. It was made in 1941 after Fantasia was actually released. And this book was published in 1978. There's all the kids are teasing Dumbo. There's Dumbo in the circus. There's the 5 black crows in Dumbo. If you ever see an elephant fly, next one one we got Mickey Mouse in Sinbad the Sailor. And this book was published in 1978 Book Club edition. Next one we got Bambi Grows Up. I showed you that from my previous update videos. 1979. These are the characters from the original Bambi. Snow, they call me Thumper. Next one we got Robin Hood's Spins Gold. Taken from the feature length in 1973. This is 1979. Original releases, however, this is a reissue during of the late 80s. This are all the Robin Hood characters. This is the thing that gives all the Prince John's money, but they did it in the actual animated feature in 1973. We got Pluto the Detective. This was released in 1980. In the early 80s. Grandma's Ducks Little Helpers. This is released in 1980 by Walt Disney Productions. Their star Huey, Dewey, and Louie getting ready to go on vacation to see their Grandma Duck. Here's Todd and Copper from Fox and the Hound, made in 1981. This book was published in 81, the time when an actual animated feature length was out in theaters. You're the best of friends, shown by Paul Bailey in this Disney animated feature. I like Amos Slay, played by the voice of Jack Albertson, the Grandpa Joe character from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Goofy and the Magic Axe. Released in 1982 as a book club edition. I showed you that in my previous update videos in the past. Next one is A Picnic in the Woods. This is a 1986 reissue of it by the Walt Disney Company. This is a book club edition. We got more Disney books coming your way. Hold on. Hold on. We got some big Disney books. We're going to start with The Three Little Pigs. It was made nearly 89 years ago. So this book was published in 1972. It was about 39 years old at the time when The Three Little Pigs cartoon short was made in the series of the Three Symphonies. Who's afraid of the big bear wolf, the big bear wolf, the big bear wolf? Who's afraid of the big bear wolf? La 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 la. We got Peter and the Wolf. I know it was taken from the feature length of Make My Music, narrated by Sterling Holloway. Peter and the Wolf. Peter and the Wolf was on a Disney VHS tape of Disney storybook classics released in 1982 on VHS. Next one, we got two copies of this. Dumbo on land, on sea, in the air. This was released in 1972. At the time, this movie was marked 41 years old at the time. Now today is only 81 years old. It was made during before Pearl Harbor attack when Dumbo was released in theaters. Become a fourth Disney animated feature length. There's another book. It's the same duplicate. Next one we got is a very rare, Bambi Gets Lost. And this was published in 1972. It was only 30 years old at the time when Bambi was made in the early 40s. Next one we got Peter Pan and Captain Hook. This was published in 1972. It was almost 20 years old at the time, and it was made in 1953. That was after when Disney completed Alice in Wonderland at the time, when it was originally made in 1951. But Alice was Sword in the Stone in 1953, when Walt Disney was alive at the time. Never in Neverland. We got more Disney books. We got The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's the Mickey Mouse, the Dude and the Sorceress thing, taken from 1940 Fantasia. Fantasia is the long Disney full animated movie that's ever made. They have composers like Leo Wachowski or something. This book was released in 1973. I like that Disney composer, Paul Smith. Sometimes I even like George something and Freddie Baker. Those were the Disney composers from animated feature lengths and animated shorts and live actions, the Golden Age ones. Next one we got is The Penguin That Hated the Cold. That was taken from the 1940 project, The Three Tabby Yellows. And this book was released in 1973. At the time, The Three Tabby Yellows was about only 28 years old from 1945. And The Penguin That Hated the Cold was narrated by Sterling Holloway, the best known for the voice of Winnie the Pooh character and the Treasure Cat in Alice in Wonderland. So we got Mickey and the Beanstalk, taken from the feature length of Fun and Fancy Free. Then we had Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy was telling a story. And in the cartoon special, Paul Frees does the voice of Professor Ludwig von Drake. That was in the 60s. But in the 50s, reissued in theaters, narrated by Sterling Holloway. I've seen it when it was on Fox 5 with the Elephant and Dumbo when it was on Disney Magic back in '89. This book was released in 1973. At the time, when Fun and Fancy Free for Mickey and the Beanstalk was 26 years old, comes with Bongo the Bear. At the era, Willie the Giant is a voice by comedian actor Billy Gilbert, best known as the voice of Sneezy in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he appeared in a number of these Laurel and Hardy films. Hold on. I gotta fix up the books. Next one we got Mickey Mouse Riddle Book. It was released in 1972. These are dog characters from Lady and the Tramp and 101 Dalmatians. And there's the Pluto's girlfriend dog named is Kiki. Does it look like Cleo in there? There's the Jimmy Cricket. I like this. Next one we got Brave Little Tailor. That was a Mickey Mouse cartoon short released in 1938. And this cartoon short was only going to be 36 years old when it was released in 1974. Did you kill 7 with one blow? If you could have seen when they had like Princess Minnie. I'm used to it in 1938 cartoon. Walt Disney was the original Mickey Mouse voice, and then Jimmy McDonald took over that during the mid-40s. These books are excellent. Sorry about that. Next one we got is The 101 Dalmatians, when it was made in 1961, and this book was published in, published in 1974, which is this Disney animated feature was only 13 years old at the time. These are the Twilight bought from the actual film of The 101 Dalmatians. 101. Crow the Bill over there trying to get those puppies to make them into fur coats. Now we got the Jungle Book, The Bare Necessities, with Baloo the Bear and Mowgli. That was the last Disney full-length animated movie was made during that Walt Disney supervising. This was released in 1974. Jungle Book was only 7 years old at the time. I like the voice of Baloo the Bear played by Phil Harris. Later he comes the voice of Alameda Cat, whatever, from the Aristocats, and Little John and Robin Hood. Ruby's doing a Be Like You. I like King Louie played by Louie Creamer. We got some more Disney books coming your way. Next one is the Aristocats. Everybody likes to be a cat. The cat's the only cat. And where is it, the cat? The Aristocats I know, the Statman Brothers does the voice of one of those cats. The same Jack Brothers did The Shining's with Jack Nicholson. The Aristocats book was published in 1973. This was only 3 years old when the Aristocats came out in theaters. There's the Duchess, there's the Butler, and Miley Cat. Meow. Yes. There's the scene, everybody likes to be a cat. Next one we got Robin Hood and the Great Coats Robbery, taken from the feature length in 1973. And this book was published in 1974. It was only like this. Robin Hood was only 1 year old when it was actually released in theaters. Prince John and Sir Hiss is so greedy. There's a scene of Robin Hood and Little John disguised as fortune tellers, dressed in drag. They're just greedy, these people. Next one we got Mickey Mouse Making Book. He's one of the past Disney characters. It was released in 1974. This is before there was like the Disney Discovery series, now into the 80s. This is like a Sesame Street angle, like with the learning. Hey, Dumbo! Goofy get the car. Me and Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Now we got Princess Who Never Laughed. There's Goofy in there. This was released in 1974. Next we got Goofy Gags. This was released in 1974. Goofy is the cowboy. This is everybody going out for trick-or-treating. Yeah, gosh. There's one of the elephants from the Jungle Book. Elephant never forgets. Colonel Hopper's more. Say Dumbo in a hot coffee. A tea. Everything's all blank in the dark.